Hi, Leo Virgo. I accidentally hit off the video. Fortunately, I had just laid out the cards. I'm going to keep them. Those of you who know me, I shuffle on camera and then I lay them out. So I'm just going to go hop into the reading. Maybe that's good for some of you who just want to get to the heart of the matter here. So, having read the initial vibes, I think that one or both of you is coming into this period having had some angst, confusion, upset. This is the under the deck kind of root energy, and we know that the Eight of Swords is definitely a conflicted one. It's fear, it's worry, it's being in your head, it's having rumination thoughts that you can't really get out of your mind. So for many of you, and this is again, this reading is for Leo Virgo, and it's for the period of end of May to end of June, roughly. It's perfectly timed whenever you're watching this, but it's a relationship reading. And I think that for one or both of you, there's been occurrences that have been confusing, have been anxiety brewing. I don't know if it's really founded, like, is it really valid that it has been as worrisome as it has been? I don't know, because there's a lot of really positive cards here. So there's been a lot of good progress made. So what maybe has gotten you concerned is that you see your person in a hanged man position. You see them maybe taking a break or retreating into themselves, maybe taking a pause. And then sometimes when we're so eager to kind of figure things out, when somebody takes a pause, it just gets our anxiety up. And they may be in their own energy, focusing on what makes them happy right now, maybe due to something that happened in the past or due to their own self-focus. But, they're focusing on their wishes, desires, goals from various angles. Nine of Cups, it's the energy they're in. And so it's pulled you in. It's pulled you in, for those of you who are resonating with, to the point of wanting to create, wanting to communicate, wanting to clarify something, wanting to maybe even reach out. So it's kind of that pull in. And that's what could be creating anxiety for you is, I don't know if I should, what if I do? I do want to create something new here. I do want to spark some energy. I have some passion either for a project or something going on in my life that I want to create, or this relationship. So Page of Wands is definitely a lighter energy. It's not as evolved. It's not as mature. It's kind of sometimes not as well, not as polished. And, kind of wants his or her way, but wants to kind of come in and spark something, come in and communicate something, has a message to carry, has something they want to create. So you're in that, kind of horse at the gate, want to just do something here, want to create something, or I want to communicate. They may be standoffish and you see them as kind of in the hanged man energy. And for you, that's feeling like a tower moment, because you're feeling like, what if I do or say something that could disrupt things? Sometimes just being separate or not communicating, we feel, can keep things in a steadier state, and sometimes is feeling better than to kind of rock things at the core. So at the same time, there's a part of you or some of you that really feel like you would just rather, like, come at me. Let's just kind of get to the heart of the matter. Let's communicate. Let's communicate. And by the way, the Eight of Wands are coming from your side to them. Let's, maybe you're texting them. Maybe you're thinking about reaching out, because maybe you're like, I'm done with this worry of the unknown, or if there's ghosting, I'm done with the ghosting. It's like, come at me. Let's just talk it out. Like, maybe you're coming at this from Leo Virgo, a standpoint of like, what can't be worked through, or what truth is really that bad as long as it's truth. So you're like, okay, it's worth this. I don't fear this as much. I would rather come out of my head and into some action, even if it means blowing something up, so that we can either rebuild or know what we're dealing with. I mean, I know I can be that way. It's like, just let me know what we're dealing with. It's like, I would so much rather rely and trust on our ability to connect, communicate, get it out, the good, bad, and the ugly. Let's, you know how you feel after that. You actually feel more connected after you can communicate even the good, bad, or ugly, rather than stuffing it or quieting it down. So right now they may be thinking of themselves and kind of working on their own goals. They do see you as attractive and wanting to create, making things happen, charismatic, strong, maybe business or family minded, but definitely creative and innovative and strong and charismatic. They see you as that, and they feel about you the Six of Cups. So Leo Virgo, they feel a sweet spot for you. They feel like that innocent connection that maybe they felt when they first remembering when they connected with you. This is, to me, this is a little bit more of my soulmate energy, that there's this karmic-y tie that's so sweet and lovely. So, I mean, so far, vibes on their side, except for maybe a collective angst that you guys have been coming from, is that they see you in a really positive light. They could be focused on themselves, even to the edge of ego right now. The challenge is the Six of Wands. There is a challenge in getting success here collectively. There is a challenge in you both feeling like you're getting the proper attention. There is a challenge in victory here. So there are definitely some challenges that exist here. The advice would be Four of Pentacles. So keeping the proper boundaries or keeping the successes that you've built or gained will serve you well rather than going backward. And keeping your standards high. I mean, that's how I feel this. The outcome during this time frame is reading as the Seven of Cups. There still could be some fantasy, still could be some confusion, still could be too many options, too many choices, just a lack of clarity. I'm going to read on that. So why is the potential outcome? Because the others seem to, I'm going to read on why you see them as the Hanged Man and why could it be the Seven of Cups. So the Hanged Man, they haven't revealed their emotions, and they, and that's your reality check or their reality check. Somebody is either overly dramatic and coming to the reality. You're seeing them as just not revealing their emotions, not willing to give an emotional share, and maybe that they're trying to be realistic, or you're trying to be realistic here. But then we have the Seven of Cups in the upright. What's that about? Yeah, holding back from making a wave, not being completely transparent, or something is coming forward that is showing that you don't want to make a wave. So if you're willing to do it, they may not be willing to do it. So you guys have a very differentiating energy. You would be willing to just deal again with the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they are not. They are more distant, more detached, not showing their emotions. You would do well to not let down all of your standards. They still have emotions. Don't let down all of your standards. Don't let down your whole guard here. I mean, it's not to say you shouldn't communicate, but just do it, selectively, carefully, and be aware that you might not get what you think. You just have to be true to yourself, though. If that's the space you're in, then you have to be true to yourself. There's no right absolute here. Vibrations, you have to get in touch with your chakras, your intuition, what your heart and mind are telling you to do. And mirroring. I do believe that. I do believe that based on this reading, you two are doing a bunch of mirroring of wanting to connect, but being very cautious. I do think that you would be willing to shake things up more than them. But when they are this detached, it makes you detached. It's like, okay, they're going to be detached. Why should I be like so vulnerable? If they're going to be ego-y, why should I let down my ego? And as an obstacle, the Six of Wands could also be that you both are coming from a bit of over-ego consciousness. So give me two for the person that you're thinking about. Bound, or the Devil. Pride and ego. Can't get clearer than that. They are ego-driven. Meaning their habits and actions are driven by their pride and ego and their attachments. So there could be a level of that behavior addiction, behavior attachment, unhealthy patterns. So just be aware of that. Be aware of that. Just it's definitely confirming. Just said that ego stuff, and then we have pride and ego and devil bound on their side. Other messages they could say, if they could say something to you. I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. So if they're pushing you away in their ego and in their aloneness and in their what's seeming to be self-focus, they just want you to understand. At the same time, they see you as King of Wands, and this message is, you inspire me. So it's not lost on them that you're attractive, charismatic, inspiring, or that you impacted them so far in a positive way. If you plan on reaching out with text messages and this 8 of Wands vibe, just don't be shocked if they're not jumping in, because this to me is a vibe of maybe not being highly available. So I don't know if you're resonating with that, but you might be dealing with somebody who is definitely in that hanged man state. You see them as that. That's probably pretty accurate. As much as your heart and soul might want to communicate with this person, or just kind of like, whatever, let's blow it up and talk, don't be surprised if they don't. And if you're willing to take that chance, feel free, you know, because you'll get what you get, and it will be more information than you had. Excuse me. Wow. 10 of Cups from the Good Tower. 10 of Cups energy says there's a potential for you to gain greater happiness, all-round happiness, fulfillment here. And I just heard with or without this person. So take that to heart. And if there's a watchword or something that I can share with you, Leo Virgo, for during this period, as you think about this relationship or relationships in general, or life, what would that be? Honesty. So no matter what you're doing, which I believe that's where you're coming from, is to be honest with yourself, obviously, first and foremost. And be honest if you do have to communicate and reach out, and you're having that connection, or you're having those conversations. And I feel that you feel this way. I feel that you totally feel this way. I feel like you're tired of any suppression, of any mask that somebody's wearing, or mirror, you know, kind of unhealthy dynamic. You do want to be honest with yourself and do what's right by yourself. And if you're going to communicate, you do want what's honest, even if it's whatever. So really feel you will be, but that's the final confirmation of that. So I hope this is helpful. Please comment, let me know. I would love if you would subscribe, and then you can get your other ongoing, whether it's pick a deck or other cusp readings, or check your signs. You can always check your signs. I've got videos up right now through June for the straight signs. So, if you're a Leo Virgo, you can check your Libra, you can check your Virgo, you can check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And we'll take it from there. I hope you stay well. Talk soon. Take care.